All right, let's talk about something huge for anyone in the product game. Building a professional brand that actually gets you noticed. Because let's be real, in the super competitive world of product management, a good resume just doesn't cut it anymore. You need a brand that screams expertise. So let's get into it.
I want to kick things off with just one number, 95%. Just let that sink in for a second. What do you think that represents in the world of product?
Yeah, you heard that right. According to PML School, a staggering 95% of new products just fail. They miss the mark, launch too soon, or just don't have the right leadership. The stakes are incredibly high. So in a world where almost everything goes bust, the real question is, how do you prove you're one of the few who build stuff that actually works? The answer? You build a killer personal brand. And look, this is the reality of the PM world today. It's a super desirable job, which means it's also super crowded. You need a real strategy to cut through all that noise. It's not just about what you've done, it's about how you talk about it. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The data backs this up. LinkedIn's own numbers show that people who really invest in their professional profile are 2.6 times more likely to get hired. That's not a small difference. It proves that putting in the effort really pays off.
So where do we even start? Well, it all begins with your story. You've got to stop thinking about your career as just a list of jobs on a resume. No, it's a narrative, a compelling one, and you're the hero of that story.
I mean, look at this. It's a perfect example. On the left, product manager at TechGo. Okay, fine. It's a fact. But on the right, product manager crafting user-centric solutions. Boom. Instantly I know what you're about, what you're passionate about, and the value you bring to the table.
The folks at Resume Worded really hit the nail on the head here. When you narrate your journey, you're not just listing facts. You're inviting people in. You're taking them with you. Your profile stops being a boring document, becomes this engaging story.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's talk about that About section on your profile. You basically need 4 key ingredients. Start with a strong hook, something that gets to the heart of your product philosophy. Then, back it up with your biggest wins and use numbers. Lay out your specific areas of expertise, and you're golden. This structure tells a great story, and it tells it fast. Having a great story is awesome, but you know what's even better? Proof. You gotta back it up with cold, hard data. Numbers don't just support your story, they make it impossible to ignore. And the absolute best way to frame this stuff is the STAR method. You've probably heard of it. Situation, task, action, and the big one, result. This is a game changer because it forces you to stop talking about your responsibilities and start talking about your impact. So with the STAR method, what you did becomes real, measurable impact. Instead of just saying you managed a product, you can say you drove a 70% jump in the user base. Or that you streamlined things and cut the development cycle by a whopping 40%, getting value to customers way faster. And that a feature you championed brought in an extra $2 million in revenue. See the difference? These are the stories people remember. The bottom line is this: numbers shout. In the world of product, data is everything, right? So your brand should reflect that. Don't just tell me what you did, show me the impact with real numbers. All right, so you've got your story and you've got the data to prove it. What's next? You need to build your crew, your alliance. Your network isn't just a number on LinkedIn. It's your support system, your source of new ideas, and your team of mentors. It's your lifeline. But here's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually connect with people in a meaningful way, instead of just, collecting contacts like their trading cards? It's actually pretty simple. It boils down to a 3-step dance. 1. Get personal. Mention something they posted, a shared interest, anything. 2. Be upfront about why you want to connect. And 3. Suggest what's next, even if it's super casual, like just sharing experiences.
Check out this perfect example. It's personal, it's specific, and it opens the door to a real chat. This is how you build a real network, not just a list. It takes maybe 30 extra seconds, but the payoff is massive.
And all of this, the story, the data, the network, it all leads to the final level up. This is where you go from being a consumer of information to a creator. You become a voice, a thought leader that people actually seek out and want to listen to. So how do you do that? By sharing what you know. Talk about your wins, for sure, but also talk about what you learned from your failures.
That's pure gold. Share cool insights from user research. Jump in on industry trends. Just consistently put value out there for your network.
And listen, you should absolutely use the tools we have today. AI assistants can be amazing for getting ideas flowing or structuring a post. But, and this is a big but, AI is your co-pilot, not the pilot. It's your unique perspective, your human insight that makes your content special.
And maybe the most important takeaway from all of this is consistency. Seriously, building a powerful brand isn't a weekend project. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's about showing up again and again with valuable stuff to share.
So I want to leave you with this one last thought. Your career, it's the most important product you'll ever manage. You're the PM. So the only real question left is, are you managing it to win?